You guys remember that golden era of Twitter?
I do, and
Yeah,
so they can hear you now. For the record, like we're up and going now.
Oh, we're go.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
hello.
The golden era of Twitter. You were saying, Zach?
Yeah, you text 40404, and then like I remember the first time I saw a retweet, it was literally just copy paste and then RT at username. You had to type it all out. Remember back in the olden days?
I don't remember that at all. I might have been late.
you don't
I might have
remember
been late
that?
to the party. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was all like text message mobile, and it was like joining Twitter may cause your text rates to fluctuate or something. Like,
yeah.
there was some sort of disclaimer. I remember.
Back when the internet cost money,
Right.
or a different
Money.
First of all, let me take a moment and welcome everybody in.
Nerdez. And Zach Rage Luck Stevo, but Nerdez.
It's spelled
Welcome
out
home.
Nerdez.
It's so good to see you on the stream again.
Oh,
Smiley
thank
face.
you.
Yeah. So first off, thank you for the follow, Puentes. Thank you for the cheers, Elena. We much appreciate it. I probably should have turned off text to speech since we're having a discussion, but
I like
Get
it.
interesting.
it could get interesting. Just interrupt Rage whenever we start talking about Last Jedi. Everybody,
Yeah, whatever.
welcome to our Star Wars panel. Joining me tonight is my wife Nerdez, Baby Sushi.
Wait, we gotta.
Yeah, there.
There he is. Oh,
Baby Yoda.
he's there.
Oh, my heart.
God.
Oh, my
And the
heart.
baby
my
Yoda. Oh my
favorite.
goodness.
Yep, yeah, full up. And then we have over to your right is Lochness. Loch, tell us about your stream. And you're not in your own stream this
already?
time, so actually
God.
tell about your stream.
I stream over at twitch.tv/Lochness. This is weird.
You normally don't have to care when it's
Right.
SAS
Usually
night.
you can just be like, it's twitch.tv/here.
You're here,
This is
yeah.
why-
Super weird, yeah. I play a lot of World of Warcraft, and it's also the home of our D&D show. So that's it.
And Zachywhack, our second guest tonight, tell us
Yeah.
about your show.
My name is Zachywhack. You can find me at twitch.tv/Zachywhack, and I play a lot of different games. I play a variety of stuff. Right now we're playing a lot of Skyrim, a lot of Stardew Valley, and a lot of Saturdays we do 1 hour one shots where I collaborate with chat and we bounce ideas off of each other and write a D&D one shot adventure in the span of an hour, and it's wild. The types of things that a chat can come up with if you give them free reign. So that's a lot of fun. And also I'm the DM for our Secret Adventure Society D&D thing that Locke was just talking about.
And a hell of a DM, by the way.
Thank you,
Hell of a
Steve-O.
Makes you feel emotions and stuff. Like, it's good.
You
Also
know, the
joining
type
us
of
tonight-
players that make me feel emotions.
Emotions are good. Emotions are healthy. Also joining us tonight is RageQuit Pat from the Inner Mom's Basement podcast Twitch channel. Rage, tell us about your show.
Well, what's up, guys? I'm RageQuit Pat. I am one half of the host of Inner Mom's Basement podcast. You can check out that podcast on all podcasting platforms. And what's also exciting is two people that are on this panel were a guest. We had Lochness last year, and also last year we had the Gutter Nerds as well. Also, we are variety streamers. So right now I just started on the Medium. We also play Warzone Happy Hour. That is a game where that's Call of Duty Warzone, but I'm joined by Jedi Taz, where I'll get drunk, both of us will get drunk, and we'll just play Warzone and hopefully get some wins.
Do you get
That was
better?
solid.
Do you get better as you drink? Or
I
you get
do.
worse as you drink?
Oh no, we get better as we drink. It's really crazy actually. I tried to play Call of Duty Warzone sober with Jedi, and actually Jamie too played with us, and we did horrible. And then one night we got drunk and we won. We won like 2 games. It was great.
That's fantastic. And also, this is not the very, very first, but this is like an inaugural return to the stream for you, Nerdez. So tell us, what have you been up to over the last few months?
I don't know. Just working,
Working.
recovering.
We-
I haven't streamed since my accident in October.
That's true.
So I'm trying to get back into it. So we'll see.
We got some PC parts from my brother, and one of the hangups right now is, I'm sure several of you know, GPU hunting in the wild is goddamn near impossible.
Yeah.
So we'll get a second. We'll get a PC for Nerdez. What were some of the games that you used to play back in the day? Like, what were your...
Like on the computer?
Yeah.
Well, I was super obsessed with The Sims.
Yeah.
I mean, and I also used to play WoW all the time.
So you have another WoW player there.
Yes.
Wow. Wow, wow,
And the
wow,
Sim-
wow.
I love
Wow.
WoW and The Sims. So
Yes, I am like very obsessed. Okay, so maybe it's like embarrassing, maybe it's not. I don't know. But I literally on my Sims have a whole multi-generations of Stevo and Nerdez. Like, it's ridiculous. And like, we've taken over all of the towns with our offspring and offspring spring.
Built an empire.
Like,
That is
I love
fantastic.
A
Sims
true
is
empire.
the best. What a phenomenal
Star
series.
Wars- the Star Wars expansion.
no, I really want it, but I do not own it yet, unfortunately.
Did we not?
No, you didn't get it for
We
me.
didn't get. We went on an expansion spree
I'm gonna
a
throw
couple
some
months ago.
shade.
Dude,
Yikes!
Oops, sorry.
No,
Become
this
the
is
newlywed
good.
game.
Maybe that you brought it up. Maybe magically tomorrow I'll wake up and have it.
well, a similar thing happened with Animal Crossing after Animal Crossing came out. Like, we were just having a discussion on stream, and somebody mentioned Animal Crossing, and you were like, "Yeah, why don't we have that yet?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I don't know."
And then like literally
Like,
10 minutes later, it was like,
later.
you own Animal
why don't
Crossing.
Nerd have Animal Crossing?
Yeah.
Thank God for downloads.
Yeah.
Also, Nerdez is she used to do Resident Evil streams that were really, really fun.
Oh, those
Those were really fun.
Those
So
are
I've
awesome.
gotten-
I watched Nerdez beat Resident Evil 3, which was fantastic.
That's funny.
which was a great. You did that one all on your own.
I recently got a request. I might be saying it wrong. Oh man, now I don't think I'm correct.
That's okay. You can mess up the title. We'll help you.
I don't know if it's even correct. What is Outlander?
Outlast.
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 Yeah.
Is that it? Is that a scary game?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I recently got a request for that. Whatever
Yeah.
that is.
That would be fun to watch.
That's gonna.
I don't even know anything about it. I haven't seen a trailer. I don't know nothing.
So imagine you're playing Resident Evil, but you don't have any guns.
What?
Yeah. And you have to hide, and your video camera only has so much battery, so you have to keep finding batteries
So that you can like see.
so you can see. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. It's
okay
wild.
Then.
I
Yeah, I
just
got a
got-
request for that, so I don't know.
Oh.
I just got really excited about Nerdez getting a PC because we could play Phasmophobia together.
Oh my God.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yes.
like Ghost Hunters, the video game.
Oh,
like
it's so
it.
good.
Yeah, it's fun. Phasmo's a lot of fun.
We have to do that.
I think she would
Get the
be
computer
a great.
running.
It's so weird right now. Hey guys, I promise we're talking about Star Wars tonight, but we want we
No,
want
we're
to
not.
get
We're just throwing it away.
sort of,
It's fine.
get welcome.
We
Welcome.
have sushi as Yoda.
That's true.
Okay.
This is what we
The Star Wars is represented.
it's here. But yeah, no, she would be a fantastic addition to the Phasmophobia roster. Like,
Yes.
that would be radical. Okay, so I want to welcome you guys to officially to our Star Wars panel. It is not Spilling the Ale in Space. We will have a Spilling the Ale on Wednesday. But we are going to cover Mandalorian Season 2. We're going to cover some of the things that have been announced recently by Lucasfilm, which is a lot. There's a lot of stuff coming out if you're a Star Wars kid. So just like to get the ball's already rolling, but I guess I'll kick the ball a little further. Who's your favorite Star Wars character? And what Star Wars character do you identify most with? And chat, I want to hear from you guys as well. Your favorite Star Wars character and your character that you think you identify with the most, who maybe best represents your personality. So I will start by tossing to Rage and see what Rage has to say.
All right. So real quickly, thank you, Steve-O, for having me on this. I really appreciate you asking me to do this, and I am very honored to be joined by Zach and Locke and Nerdez as well. So thank you, guys. But I would say probably for me, Han Solo. I've always, as a kid, really liked Han Solo's sarcastic and kind of suave, and he was like am I allowed to curse on here? No?
Fucking sure. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. No.
all
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Go crazy.
Right,
Go crazy.
kind of like he was like, like an asshole at the start. Like, I kind of, I like to consider myself like an asshole, but in a funny way, not in like a mean asshole way. Like I kind of consider myself like a funny asshole. So I've always loved Han Solo, and when he got frozen in the carbonite, my heart broke. And as a little kid, I was like, oh my God, I hope he comes back. And he came back in Return of the Jedi, but I would probably say I identify with Han Solo as well.
Did you?
God.
Offshoot question. Then, did you? What were your thoughts on the movie Solo?
I thought it was a fun movie. I call it a popcorn flick. Had a lot of the story is all over the place. You could tell there was two different directors, but action wise, I enjoyed it. I thought Donald Glover did a great job, also as Lando. It was really good. The acting was good, but you could just tell there was two directors. That was the disappointing thing.
I will say personally, and you feel free to combat me on this, that I think Solo is the most underrated of the films. Oh, we have gift subs coming in from Elena.
Yay!
Thank you, Elena. Much appreciated. Everybody, enjoy.
I would say Phantom Menace is the most underrated.
The most underrated. It deserves more credit.
But to answer, oh sorry, Zach.
No, you go ahead.
Oh no, but I was gonna say to answer your question, Steve-O, about my favorite character and who I identify with. It's top for me, Han Solo. I used to identify a little bit more with Luke, but Luke annoyed me in Return of the Jedi, so it's Han Solo all the
But
way.
I'm going to lie down less than 3.
I love it so much.
Thank you, Elena. So you identify with Han. You think of yourself as that character as well as like enjoying the character.
Yeah, I've always loved the character as a kid until now, and yeah.
Okay.
Elena,
Straight
you just
Han
keep
Solo.
on with your bad self. You just come on. Interrupt
Just
all
keep
night.
on with your bad self. Yeah, Steve is learning how to stream at the same time. It's not like I haven't been doing this for 7 years now. Okay, Locke, what about you? Your favorite Star Wars character and one that you identify the most with?
Okay. It changes weekly. But I'll go back to my OG favorite because it's Princess Leia, just because literally she just kicks so much butt. Like, I don't know, like she's the best freaking princess like ever to me.
First time we saw a princess kick ass, really.
Yeah, and I just think it's such a cool thing to, I don't know, she doesn't let people walk all over her. I don't know, I just love her so much. So she was my original favorite whenever I very first got into Star Wars. I was like, okay, she is, I love her. And then I discovered Ahsoka, and I think Ahsoka is the one I relate to the most. So yeah,
That makes sense.
Ahsoka is the one I relate to, and Leia is my favorite though.
What about you, Nerdez?
So in the recent stuff with like Mandalorian coming out, obviously I really love Baby Yoda, who's now, I don't know if we're saying names or not. Like at the
Oh yeah. You can talk about
so
anything you want.
Grogu is super rad.
How often do you say Grogu versus Baby Yoda though? Is it like?
I don't know. It felt wrong.
It felt wrong.
It's gonna take a long time to break that. Like,
so obviously for like the newer stuff but when I was like younger, I don't know. R2D2 is always my jam. Like,
That's right. I remember you saying that.
I thought he was pretty freaking rad. But as far as who I identify with, I really have no idea. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like Princess Leia is one of them. She's like, me having known you, very well from the standpoint of being like married to you.
Oh, you know me well.
Nerdez is the kind of person where, so I'll do it this way. If I'm sick, I clock out. I clock out of everything. I clock out of work. I clock out of consciousness, and I go to bed and I sleep until I feel better. And that's all that happens when I'm sick. When Nerdez is sick, she will like sit in the bathtub for 10 minutes and then get up and go, okay, we have shit to do. So
That's
I think
true. I could have like
That's
the flu.
Leia.
I could have the flu
yeah.
and like
She'll be like
literally-
outside like throwing up and painting a fence. Like it's
Wow.
I think that's like a running joke where it's like when a guy gets sick, he's out in bed and like doesn't want to do anything. But when a woman is sick, she's like cleaning the
Power
house,
through.
doing everything, doing everything.
I will go ahead, Zach.
I was just gonna say I gotta plead the fifth on that one. That's yeah.
I mean, I'm the same way too. Mrs. RageQuit will do everything. If I'm sick, I'm not moving.
When Nerdez is sick, I have to go, stop it. Go back to bed. Okay, so that comes to Zach. Zach, favorite character you must identify with.
I'm gonna let you guys take the reins on character that I identify with because I do not know the answer. But as far as my what'd you say?
I wish I had have let them pick mine because I'm curious now.
Right. As far as my favorite character, I've got it's probably the weirdest answer, but is it? It's like a tie between Hera Syndulla and Sabine Wren from Rebels.
So
Just
I'm
because-
trying to remember who these characters are. Is Sabine
Hera
the Mandalorian?
Yes. Sabine is the Mandalorian. She's got the armor with the paint job, and Hera is the pilot, the Twi'lek pilot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like
And-
I saw like 4 episodes of Rebels, and so I don't.
Yeah,
I'm remembering.
You'll get there, and you'll understand. I
Yeah,
think.
I'm still working through Clone Wars, so I'm
They're
behind.
amazing.
Yeah, but like they're both such dynamic characters, and they're not perfect. They're Sabine is impulsive, but at the same time she's got such a layered backstory. So those two specifically are my favorites, especially having spent time with them in Rebels. As far as who I identify with, I defer to you guys. I look forward to this chaos.
So I think in terms of your personality, the first character I thought of was Dio from
Okay.
episode 9, which was the hairdryer droid that goes as like,
Yeah.
sad, or just like says the emotion.
Wow. I love it though.
I mean, that's probably not really true, but
But I am pretty straightforward. Like I do,
You're pretty-
as far as that is concerned, yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
What about Babu Frick?
I love me some Babu Frick, okay? I feel that he is underappreciated.
He's awesome. Babu Frick was
He
great.
is fantastic.
He was awesome. He was like one of the best things of there wasn't much that great in episode 9, but he was probably the best thing of episode 9.
I feel he like just tickled me. I don't know.
God, my favorite character is Lando, because
Good answer.
he's so cool all the time, and he's never not cool, no matter what's going on. And he also likes, pretty things, like just like his capes and like his ship. Like I remember when the movie
He has
Solo.
a vibe.
Yeah, he has a vibe. And so I remember when Solo came out, Donald Glover did this like MTV Cribs style video of the Millennium Falcon, and was like sort of as Donald Glover, sort of as Lando, and and here's where I keep all my capes, and it's like, a wall full of different Lando capes. And I was just like, man, that's cool. But I think the character I most identify with is Finn from the most recent trilogy, because he'll like try to do the right thing, even though he's kind of hesitant about it. But he's also just like, he's so easy to get, to me, when I watch him, he's so easy to get along with. And I feel like that's something that I strive to do as a person. Like, just like he's just like a funny dude.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I personally find that character annoying.
Oh, sorry, Steve.
Oh my god.
So remember how we were talking about how Nerdez is like Leia?
Yeah, exactly. Someone get this walking carpet out of my way.
No, I'm just kidding, honey.
That's funny. No,
that's fantastic.
It's not wrong. So let's talk Mandalorian Season 2, and I'll ask you guys. I'll start with you, Nerdez, and we'll go around. First of all, what did you think of Mandalorian Season 2? What would be your review of it, or how did you like it?
Watch it. Watch all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then watch them again.
So
that is my review.
Can I tell them what your response was to the last episode of Season 2? Like the sentence you said.
The last of 1 or 2?
Of 2, of Season 2. The very, very last episode.
Yeah.
In the last episode, Baby Yoda goes to Jedi school, and like Mando like cries or whatever, and she looks at me and she goes, something like, I can't believe we fucking watched this shit, or something like that. Like, it was just, it hit too hard.
I was crying. I was sobbing. It's not okay. And then the fact that so first of all, in the last episode of the first season is when Baby Yoda gets punched. Then
right. Last episodes are kind of tough to watch, aren't they?
Which y'all should have seen me. When Baby Yoda got punched, I flew off the couch.
She stood up.
I remember Steve talking about that. Yeah.
Listen here. I had the rage.
So earlier, one of the things that I'll mention in a little bit is that Taika Waititi from Thor Ragnarok and many other things directed that episode of Mandalorian, the last episode of Season 1, and is going to be helming a Star Wars film. And so earlier, I was like, so here's some of the things when I was talking to Nerdez, like, here's some of the things we're talking about. There's an upcoming movie, it's not named, from Taika, and she goes, what did he do? And I was like, he directed the episode where they punched Baby Yoda, and she goes, fuck that guy.
I did say that. He's throwing me under the bus. But yeah, I did say that. But no, really, I really love Mandalorian. I love the actual Mandalorian, Mando himself. I just really love that character. I find it very entertaining. I don't know. I just love all the characters in it. Like, I just love everything about it, really.
What about you guys? Locke, how'd you feel about Season 2?
I mean, I have loved the entire show. I think the thing that keeps surprising me about The Mandalorian, like, in general, is just that I didn't expect it to be about, like, basically, like, a father-son relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I never expected it. Like, it just... almost even halfway through, I'm still just sitting there like, wait, like, this is what this is about. Like, I just didn't expect that level of simplistic deepness, I guess. Like, because it's still deep, but it's such a simple concept. But I loved Season 2. I thought Season 2 was... There were a couple of episodes that I felt like they were filler. I'm not gonna lie. There are a couple of them that I was like, we could have done some more here, but that was the same with Season 1. There are those filler episodes. I believe that you should just cut those and just, meat and potatoes all the way. But
yeah,
but I did love it. I thought it was amazing.
Better or worse than Season 1? If you were going to compare and contrast.
Season 2 is better to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like,
there are some characters that in Season 2, I ended up not liking them like I did in Season 1.
I did like being introduced to the character that you said you identify as, Locke.
Ahsoka.
That was pretty cool, because I hadn't really been identified to, like, or known her until that.
She was introduced to Ahsoka through Mandalorian.
Oh, man. That's amazing. I mean, I've basically since I have known of Ahsoka, like I've just been obsessed. Like, and then just finding out that she was in The Mandalorian and she was gonna be in The Mandalorian. It was like every single episode I was just waiting on that moment. Like I remember Nubitz spoiled me one night because it was an episode that was, like I said, like it felt like a filler episode, and he was like, well, they don't meet your girl, and I was like, dang it, I have to wait another week. Like I was just so mad because I just wanted a full season of Ahsoka and Mando and Grogu. Like that's all I wanted.
That's actually a good question. How do y'all watch The Mandalorian? Do you watch it week by week, or are you the people who waits and then binge watches all of it?
Good question.
Week by week.
For sure.
Week by week.
I enjoy, like, I know we kind of live in the binge watch era, but I really enjoy having a couple of shows that I can just look forward to having them as part of my week for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
There's a double-edged sword here. One is that very few shows in the binge era are water cooler shows where something happens and you can go talk to your friends about it. You know,
right.
But what Retro is saying is you also don't have a fucking choice if you live on the internet like I do. Because if I don't watch it in the 13 minutes after it airs, then it's, you know...
Yeah, we got to work on the
Mark
spoiler
Hamill posted
situation.
some shit. Mark Hamill!
We got to work on that spoiler situation before next season because it was off the chain this time.
If you're in the show, Mandalorian, don't post day of. Don't post shit about the show day of. I beg you.
Well, I believe it. What happened?
So Mark Hamill, who plays Luke Skywalker, the day the last episode aired, tweeted some vague and some non-vague stuff about the show. Essentially, if you had been like, if you're a Star Wars nerd, you go, oh, like it signaled that he was in the show, and it had been on Disney Plus for 45 minutes. Like you could barely watch the show before they were like talking about it.
We got spoiled by Twitter's what is it called? The What's Happening section on Twitter. Yeah. But it said The Mandalorian trending with
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. And we were like, what? We didn't even look. Like, we didn't even look for anything. It was in like the top news section on Twitter.
Like, even if you had stuff muted, you still would have gotten boned there.
I did also get a Google notification. Like, my phone went boom, 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 Luke Skywalker in the final episode, and I went, oh, come on.
Well,
I got spoiled by somebody on Facebook who has been since removed as a friend.
You were like, I'm done with you. Goodbye.
You don't have Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing good. Like I was doing fine. Like all day I was at work. I really wasn't on social media. Of course, when I'm getting ready to watch it, I go on Facebook really quick, and of course that's the first thing I see. And I flipped in the double bird, and you are now
the double bird.
The double
and
bird.
Then goodbye.
Yeah.
Well, he was the person that spoiled. It's also notorious for spoiling Force Awakens. So, he someone who's very, not,
are you friends with the Snape killed Dumbledore person? Like, is that your friend? Like, do you guys remember when Book 6 came out?
Yeah, he's not my friend. He was just a friend on Facebook, but he's the type of person that will spoil something. Like he'll spoil it. Like that's what he would do. He's like that type of person.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you're better. You're better off, Rage. I think so.
Oh yeah, no, it's all good.
So Rage and Zach, thoughts on season 2 of Mandalorian?
I'm listening to you guys. I know you guys liked it and stuff, but I just really wasn't a fan of season 2. I was actually pretty disappointed, really, to be honest. There really wasn't much about Mandalorian. It was just like, here's Ahsoka, here's Boba Fett, and there really wasn't a lot of showtime for Mandalorian. He just kind of looked like a bum the entire season, and then
I really wasn't. The whole season 2 was like a platform for spinoff. So even if you're not trolling, that may be a valid point.
No, I am trolling. I couldn't keep a straight face for too long.
Okay.
I was literally about to say, remember how we were talking about unfriending? Unfriend him now.
But I was just kind of like, like, are we doing this show with this guy? Like, why have we
We're all
kicked
just
him already?
when Nerdez and Locke are dead silent. And don't know.
I had the diplomatic nod, like, oh, I'm on the View and I'm uncomfortable with it.
I shouldn't have had chat open because Jedi was like troll, and I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have.
Troll or no
Jedi's
troll.
got you
Oh my
right now.
gosh.
But
I
here's
love
the thing,
Jedi.
Rage. Whenever you troll Rage, though, I always take it so seriously. Like,
I believed it. I was there. I was
Well,
like, oh.
That's what's great. That's
but
why I
his
do it.
troll does have a point.
It does. He's not.
That's
It's
why
a
I'm
valid
angry.
point.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
I didn't mean to do. I didn't mean to do.
Damn your trolling point.
But like all in all, though, like all jokes aside, all trolls aside, I did actually really enjoy the season. I thought the action got revved up to 100, which was fantastic. Just like what they did with Darth Vader in Rogue One, they revived Boba Fett in an amazing way. Because we never really got to see too much of Boba Fett in the movies. We just saw him get eaten by the freaking Sarlacc, and that was it. You know,
Boba got a
poof,
lot of
goodbye.
love for someone who was kind of shitty. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And then like Ahsoka, I like Rosario Dawson, awesome cast
She's great.
as Ahsoka, great job. I can't wait to I know we're gonna touch on it, but a teaser that came from Rebels that is probably gonna be in her show. And then the ending with Luke, it got spoiled for me, but I mean it again. I got goosebumps watching it. It was really cool. Someone made like a cool side by side of him and Vader, like when Vader went down the hallway in Rogue One. Same thing with like Luke just going and just destroying all these freaking droids was amazing. It's fantastic. And again, at the end when he let Grogu go, really well sentimental moment. I didn't cry or anything, but I could see why people were crying because it was a very
Rage, like, I've
sentimental
heard of
moment.
this emotion before, and I did not have it myself, but I do.
But
I recognize.
I reckon.
I cried more than on our wedding.
I'm
I do that every day though. Like, I don't know if
I'm excited to see season 3 when they go to Mandalore and see who gets the throne on Mandalore. So that's what I'm really excited for.
What about you, Zach? I'd like to get your ideas on S2.
I really, really enjoyed season 2, but I do kind of agree with Pat's like trolley point. He does bring up like it's like there was a lot of setting the stage for I think what is to come, not only within the Mandalorian itself, but some of the other shows, whether it be Book of Boba Fett or Ahsoka or whatever else. And again, we'll get to all that in a bit. But they did a very good job of introducing new stuff. I feel like the I can't remember the names of the droid stormtroopers basically, but
The Dark
as far as
Dark
the Dark
Troopers.
Troopers, yeah. So those were rad, and like they did a lot of like really cool space battle-y sort of things, and I loved where they went into the town and it was basically like a proper Western for a little while, with Timothy Olyphant's character.
That was the biggest surprise to me, was seeing Timothy Olyphant. And I was
Timothy
like,
Olyphant,
I fucking love that guy. And so
he was a character that I'm familiar with from Chuck Wendig's Aftermath books.
Oh, okay.
So that was,
I didn't know that was.
yeah,
I didn't know that was a pre-existing character.
Yeah. So it was an interesting, and it was just a really fun thing. It's Timothy Olyphant's really fun. But is that my sound?
No.
Okay. But really, the moment that I keep thinking about that I'll never be able to forget is Pedro Pascal's Oscar moment there at the end. Like he spent this entire show with a helmet on, showing no emotion, acting very well, but unable to show any emotion. And then there at the end, he Meisners the hell out of it. It was just that's the standout moment, and I think it's supposed to be, but that's just me.
Pedro Pascal did with his voice what Tom Hardy was able to do with his eyebrows in Dark Knight Rises, which is like, you've got this to work with, and so they just blew that out of the water.
Right.
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job.
I think season 2, if you're gonna have a vehicle for spinoff, which it's just another way to say world building, right? The kind way to say that would be world building, and this is something Disney's really good at, right? So with the MCU and even with Disney's own like Pixar, there's a lot of crossover and stuff I didn't realize until I started flipping around on TikTok. Like there's a lot of interconnectedness to like Pixar movies, for example. Anyway, so that's the way to do it. You can't do that in season 1. You can't spend season 1 world building. You spend season 1 in your world, and then you add on to that as you go. So I think it was season 2 was the time to do it. But my only, and I like season 2 more than season 1 because season 2 was more of one cohesive story as opposed to a set of sort of individual episodes. Like, you know, how X-Files would have their backstory, then they'd have their monster of the week. And even like Bill Burr did a better job in season 2 than he did in season 1. I don't know what the difference was.
100% agree. I think he had more of a script to work with, honestly. Like I think he had more of a character to work with in that in that episode. Like in his stuff in season 2. I feel like he had more.
That makes sense. But my one issue in this, I didn't even feel it at the time. It was more after the fact when I was thinking about it, and I was like, they didn't. And I've talked to you about this a little bit, Zach. But they sort of was like, okay, we're gonna bring in the Mandalorians from Clone Wars, like with Katie Sackhoff, who's trying to find the Darksaber, and they're gonna be super badass and unstoppable. And we're gonna bring in Boba Fett, and he's so fucking cool. And he's gonna be like badass and unstoppable. And then we're gonna bring in Ahsoka, because people love Ahsoka. She's gonna be so badass and unstoppable. And then to cap it all off, let's bring in Luke, and he's gonna be so badass and unstoppable. And so in retrospect, I was like, do Star Wars fans just want to see cool characters doing cool shit, or do we want to explore, like, and maybe that's for their own shows, and maybe this is not the venue for that. But it was sort of like over and over again, I was like, okay, like, is nobody going to be, like...
Flawed.
If I'm going to be completely honest, too, I think what Star Wars is doing now, which is much better what they've done in the movies as of late, they've done a really good job on the small screen. Like, we've seen what Mandalorian has done. It's, basically brought Star Wars, people who might not even Star Wars fans have jumped in to Star Wars because of Mandalorian. And even before that, Clone Wars was such a very good show that no one really talked about too much. And now people are watching Clone Wars, which is leading them to Rebels. You could say what you want about the new trilogy that just came out, but if I'm going to be honest, Star Wars is doing a much better job with the small screen. And
there's games and shows, and I know that we have differing opinions about specific episodes of the new trilogy, but let's take the new trilogy overall as an arc, because I think this will be an easier conversation to have. Not that I'm against having a difficult conversation, but it'll be a conversation we've been having for the last 2 years, 3 years or more. So let's take the series as an arc, episode 7, 8, 9. Star Wars, like Fallen Order and Mandalorian, like the small screen stuff, and Clone Wars even, and Rebels. Those are more thoughtful and well-told stories than this most recent arc.
Yes.
Do you agree or disagree?
I agree that the Mandalorian and Clone Wars and stuff is a more successful arc than the new trilogy. Like oh, sorry.
No, I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I enjoyed Force Awakens. It was a safe movie. I'm not going to get into all details what I think of Last Jedi. And I think Rise of Skywalker also was a fan service. So I think, all in all, you could tell that the new trilogy was directed by 2 different people. They weren't on the same page. That's what was very disappointing. As far as the small screen goes, they're all on the same page.
So
and they're able to tell the story. They're able to tell the stories much better than they are on the big screen.
So then we do all agree that if Rian Johnson had had all 3 movies, it would have been better.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Right?
You guys agree to that. I'm in the
Well, you just said your problem was the inconsistency of it. So, if it's
like,
all...
Yeah,
Right,
make
if
it
it's
Ryan
consistent.
Johnson and we're done. Yeah.
No, if J.J. Abrams was the director for all 3, they would be a much better movie.
And I like JJ, and I'm so glad that he did to episode 7 what he did with episode 7, because it deserves its criticism, in my opinion. But I also I loved the characters. In episode 7, Finn, Poe, and Rey were like my favorite people in the world, and I wanted them to succeed so badly. and I connect with him that in a way that Rogue One did not. It took me 4 or 5 times watching Rogue One to give a shit about any of the characters. And I did that instantly with Episode 7, with the new characters.
Rogue One just made me dead inside. Like, I've seen it twice. I've seen it twice. I can't.
You watched it that many times, Steve.
Yeah.
Whenever
It's got Star Wars in the title, so.
I love Rogue One is actually one of my favorites. I loved Rogue One.
And I didn't say I didn't love it, but it makes me feel dead inside.
It was just
it's great. It's just depressing as everything.
So like
it was
the new movies, Nerdez. You and I went to see Episode 9 on opening night on our honeymoon.
Yes, I took your drunk ass there.
Yes, she tried.
One of my favorite Steve-O Nerdez stories.
I piled him into the car drunk, and I'm driving through the frickin' islands where I can't see anything. He's over there like, where are we going? And like drunk, and I'm like, we're gonna see Star Wars. And so I'm like driving through palm trees in the rain. In the dark, I don't even know what's happening.
It was this little 4-room theater that only took cash, and they were playing a Blu-ray of Real Steel before Episode 9 started.
It was so good.
We're just watching a movie before the movie, and I remember when they cut off the Blu-ray to start playing, the culmination of this 40, 50-year film saga that some of us grew up on and have been waiting to see for our entire lives. The theater went, "Aw," when they stopped playing Real Steel.
I know, and I'm
to
like,
go
what
into
is happening? I don't know. It's the best. It's truly the best.
So if you were gonna watch then, like the most recent Star Wars movies, like with Finn and Rey in them, or go back and rewatch like Mandalorian, which would you rather do?
Oh, I don't like this question. Oh man, I don't know. I can't decide.
Okay. I thought it was going to be an easy answer for you, but essentially you enjoy both of them in relative equal measure.
Yes. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just super weird, but I just find the tension between Kylo and Rey like hysterical.
I could watch an entire series on Kylo Ray.
Wait. Because I was going to agree. I thought you were going to say you find it amazing, but you think it's funny.
No, she loves it.
I love it.
Oh,
I'm all about
love
it. The sexual tension, because I feel like this. Okay, maybe this is just like such a weird like
Not at all.
view.
I know where you're going with
I feel
this.
like they were just like horny teenagers that haven't been laid yet, and like, it was just like this.
Well, it goes against
So
Jedi
I just found
code.
it funny. Like
I mean, it's my favorite part about the movie.
Oh, it's the best thing ever. And then when they actually kissed, I was like,
She basically cheered,
I was like, yeah. I was like, do it. So, no, I'm all about it. I love it. I'm all about it. But I just find it funny because it kind of does remind me of like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's like a little high school-y, like when you have a crush and you have that like sexual tension where you feel awkward and like, I don't know.
The only crush that I've had in the last 10 years was you, and I married you, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
What are you? What?
I have no idea what is this you're talking about. What is this? No, I thought so.
SpaceX Jedi.
Google it.
No, yeah, I'm all about that.
Don't Google it.
No, don't Google that.
I want.
Wow,
no,
Zach.
please don't. Please don't.
So,
oh no.
So yeah, that was. Any other thoughts on like season 2 of Mandalorian? Things you like, things you didn't like. Oh, thank you for the follow.
Oh, thank you. SpaceX got a follow. Okay, probably nothing about that.
That was that.
Space whoopee.
Yeah. Anything else on season 2 that you got to get off your chest? Anything about Mandalorian that? So like, do you not care about Mandalorian season 3 if Grogu's not in it?
Yeah. Oh. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, no, I still care. I still care. But you know what I realized, and this is like totally off topic, you guys, and I shouldn't even be talking about this right now, but I realized that we could name a future child Steve-O Grogu And your last
It's
name,
a
and it
mi-
would
a middle
still
name.
have your initials.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, that's true.
There you
Middle
go.
name for future child Grogu. Yeah.
Grogu.
Boom.
It's a fantastic middle name.
It really is.
Perfect.
I think it's great.
I think it's. I love it. I want to know if like, if that's if Grogu's presence. Now that we've split the party, to put it in D&D terms, is Mandalorian Season 3 going to be a back and forth? Or is that now, like, they didn't announce the Grogu Chronicles or anything like that,
Right.
but do you know what I mean? Like, how do they deal with that story?
I think that chapter's close. I think it was the right time to close that chapter for now. I mean, if they want to pick it back up again, where maybe he goes to visit or stuff like that, but I think it was a good time to close that chapter. I'm really excited to see what is in store at Mandalore and with the dark saber and everything like that.
I honestly could see them doing children's books on Grogu.
Yes.
Oh, that's
I
what you
think
meant, my bad.
continuing the story, like Grogu's story, in some kind of way for the younger generation, since they like latched onto him so much, would be amazing. Like,
I'm there for
or
it.
an animated Grogu, something like I just think would be really good. But I am really sad to not have him in the show anymore.
I don't think any time's a good time to end that chapter.
No,
It's never a
I
good
mean,
moment.
I think what Rage was talking about was like within the
The show.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's what I meant. My bad.
No, yeah. No, yeah.
But as far as like, I agree with Locke as like, if you want to continue, maybe do like a little cute little cartoon for Grogu on Disney Plus or something like that. I think they can do something like that. That would definitely work.
So do we think then that the Season 3 cliffhanger is going to be then Grogu related, that Season 3 is going to largely not touch it, and then, you know, your favorite character's back at the finale, like, what's this transmission kind of
I
a
don't
thing?
know. Man, they've surprised us so much already with like what they've done and how quickly they've done it. So it's I'm hesitant to say that I don't think Grogu will make an appearance in Season 3, but I do think, like, first of all, I think Grogu and Mando are almost intertwined to the point of unable to be disconnected from each other at this point.
Uh-huh.
I think they're family, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So I
that's
think
what they are.
I think Season 3, like Rage, I do think Season 3 is going to be more about, or at least what I hope to see. I would like to see a lot of like Mandalore and the Darksaber, and like Steve-O, when you see Rebels, you'll know a little bit more about all of that. But like some of, I'm really excited to see a different like live action version of Mandalore that we've not yet seen.
And and I agree with Rage. It's interesting. I like seeing storylines wrap up. You know, it's part of the reason why I love and hate Resident Evil. It's like I love Resident Evil because I love Resident Evil, but also like, can you bring us to some sort of goddamn conclusion? Like
Right.
same with Shenmue 3, Rage. Like, come on, it's been 20 years. Give us an ending.
The Shenmue game's supposed to be 17 games, Steve-O. We have a long road ahead of us.
So like the fact that they did, at the very least in some form or fashion, put a cap on this story. Like, they could never mention Grogu again if they decided to. And, you know, now it brings up marketing. Like, yeah, Baby Yoda, I'm sure, sells so much that we're not going to never see Grogu again.
Do you know they just launched a Build-A-Bear Valentine of Grogu?
I did not know that. It
It's
does not
holding a
surprise me
heart.
that you knew that.
Yes.
What does
Immediately.
surprise, like talking
Grogu
about
newsletters.
marketing, Grogu newsletters? Good lord.
Yeah.
What does surprise me though is like, think back a year and a half ago when Mando launched, and like right after, they didn't have any Baby Yoda merch at Christmas. They didn't expect that to take off in the way that it did.
Yeah, they had to rush it
Right.
out.
Yeah.
So,
Or you could have ordered it from Wish.
sure.
With
And got
True.
the lopsided Baby Yodas.
Yeah, the lobster.
The Times Square Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
So yeah, my guess, if I were gonna guess, is that will be and maybe it's too, you know, obvious a guess, but I think Grogu will be the Season 3 finale surprise. Like, maybe not Deus Ex Machina, like I've showed up and I'm so powerful, but if I go by guest appearances from Mandalorian so far, he's just going to show up and eradicate all of the evil in the area, and everything will be fine.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm sure is fine. Okay, so let me ask you guys about some of the stuff that Lucasfilm has announced. So one thing that I'm just going to mention briefly is that now EA does not have the exclusive license for publishing for Star Wars games, so other companies can develop Star Wars games and tell their stories and their takes on that. That's a cool thing. I think that's great. I love the last 3 Star Wars games: Squadrons, Jedi Fallen Order, and Battlefront 2.
Hell with EA.
The beginning, but I loved them. So I'm not saying I don't want any more of their games, but just put that in. Yeah, hype for EA not having it said it's Ubisoft. So the stuff that was announced, and I don't want to like flip through this too fast, but some things we'll have stuff to say on, some things we won't. Sort of the first one on the list, and sort of the big one to me, is the Patty Jenkins Rogue Squadron film. So Patty directed the 2 Wonder Woman movies, and Nerdez asked me earlier, she goes, did she direct both of them? And I went, yeah.
I was surprised by that. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have been, but I was surprised.
Given
the second one yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There's
watch it and let
somewhat
us
of a
know.
disparity in
Don't rush to see it. It's not a big rush.
Okay.
Maybe just walk slowly.
If you drive by and like wave.
So like don't cancel HBO Go, is that what you're saying? Like,
no.
Like watch it then cancel it?
There's better movies coming out, definitely, but
That's fair.
It just Wonder Woman 84 just compared to the first one it's not good.
First one's a high bar though.
Yeah,
sure.
First one's a high bar, but the Wonder Woman 84, it's not good. I know we're going off topic real quick, but it's not good. It's not bad, but it's disappointing. It just doesn't.
I think people came down a little hard on it. So the more the longer you take to watch it, and the more bashing of it you hear, the more you're likely to enjoy it when you get around to seeing it. Okay. I think so. Take that for what it's worth.
I liked it. I didn't like it as much as the first one. Yeah. However, I did find it enjoyable.
Well, Pedro Pascal, there's a link to Mandalorian right there.
Yeah.
And boy, he chews the scenery in the most delightful Jim Carrey-esque way. It's such a departure from his Mandalorian character that like the first time you see him, you're like, oh, what's he doing? And then you settle in and he's super. I loved it. I loved his performance.
Elena.
Good night, Elena. Thank you. I know we're chat light tonight, y'all, because of the discussion. So I am reading, and we'll react as we can, but in the essence of discussion, we'll be reaction light. But so go ahead, Rage.
As far as Rogue Squadron, I'm really excited. I mean, if you've ever played, I know they're probably not going to make it like the games, but I'm very excited to see a space flight movie of Star Wars. I know we've got a bunch of space combat in a lot of the movies, but to finally see it space combat, I'm really excited for it. And Patty Jenkins is a good director. Wonder Woman 1 was great. 84, everyone has their own opinion on it. Some like it, some don't. But I'm really excited that she's doing a Star Wars film. And to do a Rogue Squadron movie, definitely.
If I was going to pick a movie, and part of it is because like my brother and I like talk about like Rogue Squadron and like X-Wings and stuff like that. My brother's in the Air Force, so he loves like X-Wings is all his thing. He played the X-Wing minis game. So if I were going to pick a project that I wanted to see done, I would have picked literally Rogue Squadron.
Nice
movie. And so and I think Patty's a great director as well, so I'm down for that. What do Zach, Locke, and Nerdez have any feelings about a fighter pilot Star Wars movie?
I am just excited because walking out of Wonder Woman, the first words out of my mouth were "Give that woman a Star Wars." Like, so I'm very excited that she's getting a Star Wars movie. And is it going to be a theatrical release, or is it going to be a Disney Plus release?
So
I would think theatrical at this point. Probably by then, with everything, I would assume by then, by the time that comes out, COVID will kind of hopefully be behind us, and
God, I hope so.
it'll be back. It'll be back to a theatrical, like fully theatrical, not $30 Disney Plus and some at the movies. You know.
Yeah.
Lucasfilm says Rogue Squadron arrives in theaters Christmas 2023.
Oh,
So
okay.
we have some time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, Locke, what about fighter pilot film?
Okay.
Are you? Yeah.
I don't get very excited about that sort of thing, especially on the how do I put this? Especially if it's not on the Empire or like on that side of things, because I like the dark side of things. Like that's what I want. I want to flip sides.
Okay, you want a TIE fighter squadron
Yes.
Yes.
That would be cool.
Yes.
of... You two are so
So-
similar.
Look, like
It's alarming.
oh, have
Yeah.
you have
In
any
your
of you read
taste.
Lost Stars?
No.
Okay, first of all, Nerdez needs
that a
to
John
read it
Green book?
because
Basically, yes. It's like it's a YA romance Star Wars book, and
What?
don't roll your eyes.
on the
it's,
No, no,
Empire
no.
side. On the Empire side.
well, it's
though,
like it's kind of
well,
dueling factions.
well,
Like
yeah,
that's on the cover, but it's fucking good.
Young
What
adult
is it?
empire
It's really good.
romances. Yeah, you're literally giving her a new book to read
I'm
right
like,
now.
wait, what is that? I'm writing it down right now.
Lost
Stars.
Okay.
now. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, Pool
that's
Priestess
what
also is really good too.
that's what I want. So I'm not that excited, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna, watch it and then be obsessed, because that also happens. So
Speaking
Sure.
of space
you know.
sex, right?
Boom.
But guys, like I know it's Star Wars, but like characters actually get laid in this one. Like it's
This in
exciting.
Lost Stars
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love a movie just about Kylo and Ren.
about Kylo Ren and Rey.
Or,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew what you meant.
same.
Yes, that's what I want.
I'd be down for that. Do you mean just like 50 Shades like Kylo
Sure,
Ren? And Rey? Okay.
I'd be down for that. But like,
Not a beat dropped. You did not have to think about it.
Rey goes in the elevator.
that
she-
wasn't.
like Rey, Kylo.
Oh my gosh!
You're
No,
gonna have to
that's
use some
not.
force. You'd be
That's
using
not what I
force choke.
originally thought, but I'm here for it.
Rey's a force
Spit
choke.
all over
Using
me.
force
That's a
choke
line
and-
from the movie. That's a line. That's a line from the movie.
Oh my god.
Well, let's be clear. Rey is not like the dynamic is not quite
That's
what
not
you
the
would expect. Yeah, no.
Yes, correct.
That is backwards.
This is parody.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so I mentioned earlier. Let's talk about the untitled Taika Waititi film. Since we don't have a title, and we don't know anything about it at all of any kind, other than it's stapled to Taika's head. What do you want it to be about? Because you can go anywhere with this now.
I mean, I just want them to move on. I think the Skywalker saga is finally wrapped up. Thank goodness at this
Oh
point.
yeah, if I get another Skywalker movie, I'm gonna
yeah.
shit a brick.
I've always been hoping for them to do a Knights of the Old Republic storyline. I really want them to dive into the Mandalorian Wars, Darth Revan. I've always really wanted them to dive into that story arc. So I'm hoping they kind of. The
So
rumor was that
in
that's
my
what they
head-
were gonna do.
In my head, when I think of Taika, I think comedic. Thor Ragnarok, even that episode of Mandalorian where they punch Baby Yoda. Like that's very Taika's.
And I think he did Jojo Rabbit too, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Such a good movie.
And
Yeah.
what was the vampire show with?
What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes, What We Do in the Shadows. So like, I guess it doesn't have to be comedic, but I guess I assumed that it would be. So, what? So all those things you said though are not comedic stories.
Well, it's. I mean, it's Disney. They do it with the Marvel Universe too. They'll go through a dark storyline, but then you'll get the one quirky joke that'll just pop out of nowhere. So I'm sure Disney they could do a dark storyline, but I'm sure you'll get plenty of poop and fart jokes, and out of random nowhere.
It's not a
if-
Kojima film. It's
right. If Taika Waititi can make like a Nazi child funny, he can make one of those Star Wars storylines, like a darker Star Wars storyline. Anything he does is gonna have some humor in it.
So this is Pool Priest says, did you Taika tweeted, "I'm so angry about what I'm about to do to ruin Star Wars." That's literally the best thing that he could tweet.
It really is, because everything anyone does is going to ruin Star Wars for someone, right? Ruin
Yes.
for
At
some
this point, yes.
Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
right?
there's no way to.
So for a long time, Lucasfilm's strategy was just like, okay, we're going to be very, very specific about the projects that we do. And then now they're just like, open the fucking gates, ruin it for everybody.
Give it. You want to do a Star Wars musical from the director of Spider-Man the Musical on Broadway? Go for it.
I want to ask a funny question for you guys. We all know how George Lucas ruined like the reworks on the original trilogy. What is your funniest or worst rework that he's done? Mine is when Luke when he gets his hand cut off and he jumps and they insert the screaming noise. So he's like, yeah!
Like the Yahoo basically on the way. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's mine. What about you guys?
They don't. Those don't bother me as much as they do a lot of people. But the one that I continue, like, when I watch Return of the Jedi, I usually fast forward through a lot of the songs, the later added songs in the Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes on for a while.
Yeah.
That's true. What about you, Locke? Is there a Lucas shift that bugs you? Like in the special edition?
Probably the same as what Zach, like, nothing is just like unwatchable except I just kind of get bored.
No.
So like, Star Wars fans are funny, right? Because it's like, man, we loved this is the fandom as I see it. We really loved episodes 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we're gonna re-release some updates for 4, 5, and 6. We fucking hate them. Okay, well, let's go do prequel trilogy 1, 2, and 3. We fucking hate them. Okay, well, what is to throw 7, 8, 9? This is bullshit. Like, literally, you can't
please them.
You can't
Can't
at
please
all.
Yeah.
Now, people I think we all agree, like, we like Mandalorian. So there's people generally like Clone Wars when they watch it, generally like Rebels. But there's a lot of fuck this from our fandom.
You okay there, Rage?
I'm broken then.
We broke Rage.
That was just like like Steve-O explained it, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, we fucking hate this shit.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck.
That's so funny.
Okay, I'll bring us back around. Since Taika gets to make whatever he wants, Locke and Nerdez, what you can basically make any Star Wars movie. You wanted, I guess, in a way, you did answer with if Taika directed a Kylo Ray story.
Yeah, no, in real life, I think that would be cool.
Yeah,
your 50 Shades thing was funny earlier, but in real life, I want like a legit movie. I think I would be all for it. I think that would be really cool.
You would jump at going to see that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. So what do you want Taika's movie to be, Locke?
I want a Dengar movie. He's perfect.
Wait, who's Dengar?
Oh god. Okay, hang on.
Is he the bounty hunter that looks like a mummy?
Yes. But he's very funny, but rude, and just like, I actually fell in love with him through video games, through his voice lines in video games.
That's what he looks like.
I want them to make him look a little freaking better. I'm not gonna lie. Like, let's get,
Show your Dengar pop.
Oh,
you have a Dengar pop?
Aww.
Yeah, it was like like, he's
Oh, it's like a little bobblehead.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So cute. I just think he would be perfect for that sort of comedy, but he's also it's very dark humor. Almost reminds me a lot of Deadpool, actually.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, fair enough.
Really cool.
So I just think that's what I want.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
I had not considered Taika doing a Dengar movie, but you're right. That would be perfect.
Look, it's not
Yeah,
gonna
that'd be
happen.
cool.
I'm the only one that probably even likes Dengar, and it's all because of 2015 Battlefront video game. That's
I don't think that's true. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in 2015 Battlefront. Like he's got a place in
True.
canon
He
for a
made
reason.
it.
Well,
True.
well, sort of when you're sometimes, I guess, yeah, if you're fishing for characters, Dengar's probably not high on your list of heroes to snag from lore.
Yeah, but he's not a hero.
Yeah, I'm sort of like more like notable
right.
name,
I
but
just think I want something so obscure, but still. I mean, I'm mad that I still want it connected to things, even if it's not about anything that connects it to the Skywalker like trilogy. I don't know.
so like most of the an X-wing versus TIE fighter series. Yeah, I think if we took that Rogue Squadron idea and then took that Empire squad, that's sort of the way the Battlefront 2's campaign was, in a way, sort of started off as what Inferno Squad, and having that, I could see that.
Can I ask a question, Steve-O?
No, moving on. Yes,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
What I was gonna say is, like with Solo, we got kind of a smaller scale heist movie.
Mm-hmm.
With Rogue One, we got like a large scale, like almost World War II feeling movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, and like with the Mandalorian, we got like some Western sort of vibes. Is there a genre that you guys would like to see Star Wars tackle now that they're opening the gates?
Oh, nice. That's a good
Horror.
one.
Horror.
I agree. That was actually my answer.
I'm a huge horror fan. I'd love to see a very dark. I don't know if you remember the Clone War episodes where they were on that planet, Zach, when they were showing Anakin what he's going to become. Like I want something.
I
like
want to see
very,
scary
yeah.
Force.
It was very dark and horror-esque, and I really would love them to do something horror like that.
I don't know
give
why,
it to Jordan,
but...
give it to Jordan Peele.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's good.
Just don't give it to M. Don't give it to M. Night Shyamalan. Give it to, that's the one person don't give it to.
I feel like it wouldn't be gory, but it would be like a spooky sort of, like Force Ghost Haunted House sort of like.
Yeah, I don't think.
Like, oh, sorry. This is just reminding me of like the Night Sisters. Like creepy, like witchy, would be really cool.
Yeah, that's what I want. Like and you're on the planet with Darth Maul's planet, and you're seeing like how they're all being treated and everything like that. Like I want them to do something, very horror-esque. It doesn't have to be like Zach said, like it doesn't have to be gory where arms are getting chopped off and all that other type of stuff.
Because that never happens in Star Wars.
Well, I mean, like you don't have to have the gore, like you don't have to have blood, actually spewing out or anything like that. But I would like to see something in the horror genre for Star Wars. I think it'd be really cool.
What made you?
I think that would bring a lot of horror fans also to Star Wars as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something made you laugh that you were going to address a second ago.
Oh no, it's ridiculous.
What is it?
We can move past it.
Okay.
We
we can't move past it.
I just pictured like y'all were talking about horror movies. And I was picturing Bubba Frick like jumping out like
Babu Frick.
like just
God
like
damn you, Bobby.
Like I don't know, my brain just automatically went there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
My brain, the way it works.
I'm a sucker for noir, so like a detective movie, but not in the way that like, Obi-Wan's trying to figure out where the clones are coming from.
Yeah.
Like in that, and maybe this is something that maybe Andor is going to be. So this ties in a little bit to one of the upcoming projects is the pilot, one of the characters from Rogue One is getting his own series. And he being like that more grizzled, high contrast, even shoot the thing in black and white if you want to. And underbelly kind of thing, and you could technically do it with Book of Fett if you wanted to in some form or fashion. But I think a noir detective, seedy,
like
kind of
underbelly
dingy
of Coruscant.
Yeah, like have it take place in Nar Shaddaa where all the casinos are. You know, give me some Sin City vibes, and I'll just like sink into it.
I'm into that.
Yeah, it sounds. No.
That then starts taking me into like murder mysteries.
Ooh.
Like,
That was my next one, and that's one that we can
Boom.
definitely give to Ryan Johnson.
Yes.
Because-
Oh yeah. 100%. You didn't like Knives
Knives
Out,
Out.
Rage, or
I did
Breaking
like
Bad?
I
was great.
listen. I enjoyed Looper. Looper was a very good movie.
Looper's great.
I did enjoy Knives Out. I thought Knives Out was a very fun movie. But Ryan Johnson should no longer touch a Star Wars project. I don't care what he's doing. I don't care what it is, what genre. You know what? Maybe you guys should call Ryan Johnston. Be like, look, make a movie just for us.
Just
I don't-
screen it
I
to just us.
I don't need
Special
to see it.
screening.
Yeah, special
Or-
screening.
I mean, maybe because we're definitely not the only three people who
Oh,
enjoyed
of course.
his take. But so maybe we can just be like Ryan Johnson, make another Star Wars movie, or as you've said, you are going to make a whole trilogy of Star Wars movies. By the way,
By the way,
but don't tell Pat.
Listen,
Don't
just-
tell
just don't
us.
tell me.
Everybody's
he
got
doesn't have
that.
to go see it.
all jokes aside, there's one person to blame for the new trilogy anyway. It's not Abrams. It's not Ryan Johnson. It's Kathy Kennedy, whatever her freaking name is.
Kathleen.
Kathleen, yeah. I blame
You don't
her
like
for
Kathy?
screwing.
I
She screwed it up.
I
But
don't know that. I don't
let's,
know that you can pin that on her.
I'm pinning it on her. Obi-Wan show. Let's
Rich, like,
go,
I don't
Steve-O.
care. It's on her.
Let's go, Steve-O. Obi-Wan show.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know. I think JJ might have. I think JJ has. I like JJ. I think he has a hard time finishing. I think he has a hard time closing stories.
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, Lost was a good show until it wasn't. And
What?
so, to be fair, now that I've been called out from what I said, full disclosure, I've never seen Lost.
Then you can't talk like you've
I-
seen shit.
But I know
without
I have
having
my
seen
finger
it.
on the pulse
You
of the
are a
community.
fraud,
And the
Senor Cotton.
community, the community's reaction to Lost, generally speaking, is we loved the show until it fell.
That's how I felt about Dexter. You
Oh
know,
yeah, not a
Endings are
JJ
hard.
show, but
Endings
yeah,
are hard.
Endings are tough. Okay, so next up in our list, and also something I'm super excited about,
What?
is Obi-Wan's show with Hayden Christensen coming back to play Anakin, I guess in flashbacks, in routine flashbacks, or something.
That's what that's what I'm thinking. He's going to come back as like a flashback, or is he going to be in the Vader suit? Like, I'm not. They really didn't touch on what Anakin's going to come back as, but I'm really excited for them to dive into the Obi-Wan story. I would love to see. I know we got it on Rebels, but I would love to see another live action fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul.
Deborah Chow is directing, and I've never heard of Deborah Chow, so I do not know her credits.
She directed. Did she direct Birds of Prey?
Oh, was that it?
Ooh.
'Cause that was an ooh moment. Feel free to
That was
pull it up.
Zach's Googling, yeah.
No, I'm incorrect.
Oh, okay. But give the director of Birds of Prey a Star Wars.
Yeah. I would love that. Yes.
Yes.
I thought Birds of Prey was decent. I enjoyed Birds of Prey.
I
Going off topic, but I enjoyed Birds of Prey too.
so no, I feel free to tangent, as many times as you need. But Obi-Wan is like one of my favorite characters, and I also love Ewan McGregor, and so just like there's no way I'm gonna not like the show. It's just not gonna
Right.
happen.
It's great
Even
to see Prime Obi-Wan.
fan mock-ups. Well, I don't think this will be. I mean, I think Prime Obi-Wan was probably Clone Wars Obi-Wan. This is probably going to be sulky. Yeah, I
He got his ass
just
kicked by
got.
Dooku.
Well, I mean, like TV show Clone Wars, because he actually did
Yeah,
stuff. Like he was a general, and
Yeah.
largely successful.
what I mean by prime is that we never really got to see Obi-Wan what he did when he dropped off Luke on Tatooine. So we're gonna get to see him on Tatooine and what he's done after he dropped off Luke. And by that point, I would believe he's full prime Jedi Obi-Wan.
This is what I'm saying. Episode 1, cold open. He's absolutely hungover. He is a despondent alcoholic. And he's, like, in the desert of Tatooine with, like,
Are you describing Breaking Bad?
And then he has to cook meth is where I was going with it. Yeah.
Is.
And then, like,
Star Wars Breaking Bad.
Luke, we have to cook Luke.
I'm all for what Jedi said. Grogu the detective.
Like Detective Pikachu, but Detective Grogu.
Yes,
my
or
gosh.
like Harriet the Spy, but with Grogu. I'm here for it.
That would be good.
So cute.
So is like Obi-Wan's probably the show that is least mysterious, right? Like we kind of have a sense of, I think, where this is going to be. Oh, we're getting a rain raid. Hello, Raiders. Woohoo! Speaking of the Tusken Raiders, yeah. So, is there anything that you guys want or need from the Obi-Wan show?
I just need Ewan McGregor. It's all I need in life.
Yeah, I'm happy just because of that, basically.
Yeah.
Anything from Obi-Wan?
No, not really.
Nothing jumping at you?
I agree with everyone. Ewan McGregor, happy he's back, but my main thing is I want to see another live-action fight between him and Darth Maul. That's something I really want to see.
Is that so? I haven't finished Clone Wars yet. Is that technically possible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Spoilers abound, Steve.
Oh, that's fine.
It's spoilers for you.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Well, you watched Solo, so
yeah,
Darth Maul,
I know he's.
Yeah.
Well, there's some specifics. Just
Yeah.
Well, Solo was prior to 4. It was between 3 and 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Solo's between 3 and 4, and Obi-Wan is after
6.
Nope.
No,
I'm
not
wrong.
after 6. I'm an idiot.
wrong.
My bad. It's after 3.
My brain
think
also did the same thing.
I think it's 8 years after Episode 3.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, 100%. You could see Obi Maul. One of my favorite.
I hope so. I hope so. If they don't do it, then that's perfectly fine. Like I said, I'm just really excited Ewan McGregor's back as Obi-Wan.
this is very hard to talk about.
Get some.
Spoil Steve-O.
No, you're fine. You're okay. You don't have to worry about the spoilers.
No, because it's the reveal in Clone Wars is good. Like it's just a good.
Not only
to know.
not only just Clone Wars, but there's some Rebels as well.
Yes.
Oh,
You gotta keep going.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Then keep going. I shall. Who do you want to see? And Rain, thank you so much for bringing everybody over. Side note, and I know that we've got about 10 minutes left, so I'm going to try and get us through the highlights here. But what lightsaber? Now that you've brought it up, what matchup would you like to see going forward here? Like, is there some sort of, in your head, I really want these two to clash in some form or fashion?
Ahsoka versus Vader.
That would be interesting. Yes.
I don't want to say anymore, but Ahsoka versus Zach would probably know what I cannot say anymore. Ahsoka versus Vader. Watch Rebels too, right? You watch Rebels as well? Yeah, I can't say anymore. But on the live action, Ahsoka versus Vader.
That would be.
I'm
That gives me chills. And I don't think that's that far out of the realm of possibility. I don't. I can see reasons why they would not do that.
Yeah.
Very specific choices why they wouldn't do that, but that would be rad. A battle. Okay. I want to see Sabine Wren from Rebels, who has some deep ties to Mandalore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who I want to see her fighting, but I want to see her in live action. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, that does make sense.
Or we could go back to the Locke stories and we could have Locke and Nerdez face off. That would be a a good face-off.
I don't want to fight Nerdez.
No.
I want to work together to make our Star Wars smut, okay? Like, that's what's happening.
That's how we get famous. Is working together to make the best.
Stephanie Meyer made a ton of money off of what was fan fiction. If you guys want to write Star Wars fan fiction, do it.
Well, I do
Already
with the
have.
lock stream. I do it with the I do it with the lock stories. I actually back a while ago I started like
Masterpieces, by the way.
a lock episode saga of like Star Wars ish, and I have to pick up back on it. I don't remember what episode I left off on.
I actually have another book for Nerdez to add to the list.
She's grabbing her phone.
What's it? Zach's gonna
Dark
have to help me with
Disciple.
the name. Yeah, Dark Disciple, please.
Dark
We actually
Disciple.
on the old podcast we actually interviewed the writer for Dark Disciple, and it's such a good book.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
On the Lost
So good.
Stars, which one was it? Maybe you can just message me later because I noticed it seemed like there was a lot of them. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I can send you links to these.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, I've already crept on it. Like, while we've been like...
I've noticed there are many entries in the. So yeah, you mentioned Revan earlier, Rage. So Darth Revan, if you guys are unfamiliar, this is something that we're going to get into on the Gutter Nerd stream because we will play these games. But the Knights of the Old Republic game dealt with a character named Darth Revan, who, as you can tell by the name, was a Sith, and the way that the Jedi very, very, very questionably dealt with him or her. So in it is unclear. People generally, and maybe this is internalized sexism, people generally assume that Revan is male and have thought like Keanu Reeves should play Revan, and I think that casting is great. But technically, we do not know what Revan looks like. There is no
Preassigned gender.
We're all Darth Revan. All of us here are Darth Revan. Every single one of us.
Darth Revan was inside you the whole time.
was inside you the whole time. Actually, they do mention Revan in Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. I think they assign a he to Revan there.
It's a hard.
It was a
casting.
retcon. Let's go back. That's what I thought.
It's a phenomenal character. I think regardless of what you're going to cast it as, you're probably going to get people. You're going to get the online Star Wars fans like, "Rah, rah, rah," regardless of what you cast it as. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if you want to be Keanu Reeves or trying to think of an actress or Gal Gadot.
Take Gal Gadot as the Star Wars character.
Fine by me.
So there are other Star Wars properties coming out, and they're a little bit more nebulous. So there's like Star Wars Visions, which is a collection of Star Wars stories told through anime by various directors. Just general, anybody want to pitch in on like general thoughts on that? Like, are you going to watch these even if you're not, let's say, an anime fan? If you're not a weeb, would you still watch these?
Yes.
Could make us become weebs.
Right. Absolutely. If you think about go ahead, Lot.
I was just gonna say, it's not that we don't want a weeb.
Yeah.
Because we are weebs at heart.
We just have no
course.
entry point for weebhood.
We just don't know where to start to weeb.
Right.
Honestly. So.
The thing that excites me about Visions is like, it's by Japanese animators, and it's so much of Star Wars comes from like samurai movies and Eastern storytelling. And so the fact that is getting some love by people from that culture,
the culture that inspired
exactly
will now be able to tell a story in that galaxy.
So that's really exciting. Even though I've never really watched anime that much, I love animation as it is and different animation styles. So the idea that we're getting any Star Wars animation would excite me. Period. But it's so buck wild. It's such a random thing, and I'm so enamored that Lucasfilm is like, yeah, let's do this random thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like you said, they sort of opened the floodgates, and at first it was like, we're going to clamp down on all of this Star Wars extra stuff. We're going to make our world sort of like the way that Disney built the MCU is we're going to contain it, and then but once they contained it, then they just like, okay, now go forth, my children, and create canon, sort of like how it feels, which is I love. So, like I said, there are more Star Wars properties coming out. They're a little bit more nebulous. There's like a Clone Wars spinoff called Bad Batch. There's a couple of other things. It's a great time to be a Star Wars fan, in my opinion.
Ahsoka TV show.
Did I not mention Ahsoka?
Not we brought her up, but yeah.
I think we danced around it, but Ahsoka is getting her own show. So is this, as far as things we've talked about today, how high is this on the excite list for y'all?
Very.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Number one for Locke.
Absolute through the roof, yeah.
Number two for Obi-Wan, 1 for me, 2 Ahsoka.
Number 1.
And I'm really, like I said, Rosario Dawson is phenomenal. So
there
very
are
good.
There are some actors where when you said top,
yeah, right.
And Zach, where were you on Ahsoka? You said through the roof.
It's high. I don't know if it's absolute. It's definitely top 3. I think number 1 for me might be Taika. But...
Yeah. So there are some characters like Patrick Stewart as Professor X, right? Like now, there have been other actors that played Professor X and quite well, but there are some actors that it's like, well, obviously they're going to play, like Rosario Dawson is so obviously Ahsoka. Mm-hmm. Like, I just can't imagine any other actor playing that role. Mm-hmm. So to finish off, to cap off the conversation, and chat, I want to hear from you guys as well. You don't have to give them a character unless you have a character in mind that you want to give this person, but just who is an actor that needs to play in a Star Wars? What is a persona that you want to see play anything ever in a Star Wars at all? Deal Dave, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated.
Oh, this is difficult.
This is hard, yeah.
You can choose, anyone out there that you think, and you don't have to assign him a character. Just like, I love this actor. We mentioned Gal Gadot earlier. Put her in a Star Wars.
Just for the record, in the Obi-Wan show, I better see Joel Egerton back as Uncle Owen. I just want to throw that out there real quick.
Joel Egerton.
That's all I want to say. Back as Uncle Owen.
Who's Joel
That's
Egerton?
it.
Is that the guy from Kingsman? Oh, he's just the guy that played Uncle Owen.
Young Uncle Owen. But that, just throw that out there. But that's a good question. Very good question.
If you got it, go ahead. If anybody has it,
no, I don't have anything. I don't have anything right now.
Gina Torres.
Oh, from Firefly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes. Yeah, she's great.
I don't know why, but she's a name that comes to mind because she does such a good job as a pilot, she wasn't the pilot in Firefly, but like as a sort of ragtag crew, like in space
first
thing.
Mate.
Yeah, first mate sort of thing. So the presence that she brought to that role makes me think that she could bring a dynamic and memorable presence to a character in Star Wars.
Jedi mentions both Keanu and Johnny Depp. Sure.
Yes, yeah. I love both those ideas.
I'm having a really hard time with this.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
Yeah. I have no clue.
So, I very much want to see Bryan Cranston, I guess, as my noir detective, now that we've sort of mentioned
now that you broke that seal.
Now that we broke the bad. Because he can do no wrong.
I've never seen him do wrong.
Probably seeing him in, go ahead, Steve. I forgot his name. I'm going to have to get it. Sorry.
That's okay. No problem. Rain says Ryan Reynolds or David Tennant.
David Tennant.
I thought about a couple of the doctors, actually.
So I'm going to throw this one's going to be out there, but I loved how he is in a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies as a play, maybe like a bounty hunter, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt
would be... You said Quentin Tarantino, and I thought of Christoph Waltz as well.
So, Waltz would be excellent. The question, Oracle, was what actor needs to be in a Star Wars, just very generally?
I would put Brad Pitt as like a rugged bounty hunter, takes no shit from anybody. I would like to see Danny Trejo. I think he could play Jar Jar Binks.
I just mentioned. Did you say Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, I think Danny Trejo would be a good, maybe like Jar Jar Binks' dad or something like that. I think that
Yeah.
would.
Oh my god.
I keep thinking, have you guys seen The Umbrella Academy?
Yes.
Not yet. That's on our list of stuff to watch.
Which character?
Klaus.
What's that actor's
want-
name? I can't remember. He's such a good actor. though.
Robert,
He's the one, the dead
Robert
people.
Sheehan? Yeah.
Yeah, Klaus is the one that
Sheehan?
could like see the dead people.
Yeah,
seance.
he's so I don't know, like it's weird because I've only seen him as that character, so that's what I would expect is that kind of energy in Star Wars, which is not energy you see in Star Wars at all.
Right, but Star Wars needs that energy
And
now
they
that
need
it
it.
doesn't. Now that I realize it doesn't have that
Yeah.
sort of
Like quirky, comedic.
Centric, like is that a good word for it? Like
I
Yeah,
we can say
and
gay
quirky.
probably. Like I feel like just a gay character in Star Wars would be fun.
Yeah.
But like
I mean,
like
yeah.
It's I mean it's not really been ever addressed. I guess if you want to give episode 9 just like a second, or maybe there's a Rebels Clone Wars
Right.
thing I haven't gotten to yet.
There's a book thing,
No.
but
Oh, book
thing, yeah.
There's a book thing.
but it's not on
Okay.
screen. And that's
Right,
what's
yeah, yeah.
important.
No,
No,
it's not on screen, and that's the kind of thing that I feel like was in the book and not and off screen on purpose because they're afraid.
Some representation would be great. Is the point I think that
Exactly.
we're trying to make here.
Yes.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense to me. So, Nerdez, did you think of an actor, someone that you love from a movie that needs to be in a Star Wars?
So maybe either like Katniss from the Hunger Games.
Oh, J-Law, yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
I think that might be okay. But also, this is like, I guess just for shits and giggles, Rebel Wilson.
Oh no, I'm with you on that one. That's a
all
great
like,
pick. That's a great pick.
That's the winner. That's the winner of all.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
I think her presence just needs to be there.
Yes.
I don't know. I would like to see what she'd bring. to
Rebel
it.
Wilson can also it can be in the worst movie and
make it
be
amazing.
fantastic.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
her. Horizontal running.
that's too good.
Oh,
That
I
was a
love
good.
her.
You know what? I'm gonna. This is gonna end it all. Let's get a Fast and the Furious Star Wars. Let's get Vin Diesel in a Star
Oh,
Wars
God.
movie, and let's have him let him be the pod racer. Let's get a pod racing movie starring Vin
Pod
Diesel.
racing Fast and Furious. You
Yeah.
know what? A pod racing movie I'd watch the shit out of.
I was
Yes, me too.
Vin Diesel
also-
the star.
Also, The Rock has to be in there too.
Well,
I think-
they squashed their beef, so yes, they'll
Yeah.
be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Rock will. The reason that I don't say the Rock is because I think he'll be in a Star Wars whether we want him to or not. Because
Right.
the Rock
Right.
is
The Rock is
in
The Rock.
every.
He's everywhere.
Thing.
The
Yeah.
Rock is in DC now. I'm sure he'll show up in Marvel at some point. The Rock is everywhere. If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and for having this amazing discussion. I'm gonna start shouting out people as I see fit. If you guys want to go follow RageQuit Pat, you can do so if my keyboard will work at in our mom's basement over on Twitch, and give me like 15 seconds on your experience with the medium.
The score is amazing. I love the score. So far, as a horror game, it's really good. And I'm not really into a lot of horror games where you can't really fight back. But so far, the 2.5 hours I got into it, I'm really enjoying it. It's a very fun horror mystery game.
If you guys want to follow Lochness, you can do so here, twitch.tv/Lochness. Last streaming Raft, you had a subathon last night where you played several things, but you ended with Raft. Give me a reaction to Raft.
Well, I played it for 6 hours at the end of a 12-hour stream, and I was delirious and almost passed out several times. And
Like
the
your
ocean was
character
very
did or you
calming.
did?
No, I did. Like the ocean was so calming, and it's such a chill game. Like, it's the perfect chill game. The only danger in that game is this freaking shark that just like you can just avoid it. It's just annoying. It's not even danger. Like
But it's like
was
putting
just-
on ocean white noise, and you're just like, oh nope.
Yeah, and I was just like, crap, I should not have played this for the like last half of like I needed to turn this on probably like the last 3 hours of the subathon. Not the last 6 because I was struggling there for a while. I think I was even like making up words at one point. So I don't know. I don't remember.
So how does that work? Do you like stop and take food breaks and stuff, or did you not really? Or
You know, normal people do.
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to stop and eat food.
She ate a couple cups of
yogurt, a
yogurt,
banana, and a bowl of cereal yesterday. And while I was eating my cereal, I made Zach sit on like in my stream for a minute. So
I'll put up a BRB screen for 30 minutes and go like, I'm gonna let the dogs
Stuff
out.
my face.
I get really anxious like when to turn on my. I don't know why. Like it's something about it because I know I have to come back.
Yeah.
It just makes me really anxious to do. So I would rather like turn off my camera and eat than have
Makes
my
sense,
BRB
yeah.
screen up.
That makes sense. If you guys would like to follow Zachywhack, you can do so there. And Zach was last streaming Stardew Valley. Zach, give me a few seconds on Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley? Okay, I never thought I would like that game, but it's been a weird year, Steve-O. That's my 15 seconds on Stardew Valley.
It's like...
It's relaxing, and I needed it.
It's sort of like Animal Crossing, but with...
Basically, with a little bit more of a story. Yeah.
A lot. So Animal Crossing is like, you can jump in and you can, horse around, and it's shallow, but not in a bad way, just in a real, there are a few things to do and check in on, but Stardew Valley is more like Animal Crossing and farming.
Animal Crossing and farming with they don't shy away from emotion, but it's still really chill.
Like a hint of Harvest Moon as well, too, in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nerdez really. I thought maybe she played.
I thought she did
really
too. Yeah, it
needs
would be her jam.
Yeah.
Is it on Switch?
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's on the Switch.
It's everywhere.
Okay.
Hooray.
It is. I think it's even on mobile.
We got a lot to buy after this show.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
There goes our money. We're buying books and
I-
games and...
I will recommend Stardew Valley over the Sims Star Wars expansion. Just
Okay.
throwing that out there. If you gotta pick
Prioritize
one,
that.
do your books, Stardew Valley, then Sims.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And I just one thing real quick because I feel bad because we said we weren't sure what Deborah Chow had directed. She directed the freaking Mandalorian.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh.
probably...
Yeah, that was bothering me. I had a total brain fart because I was like, I know that name. Why? So I looked it up and she directed one of my favorite shots in all of Star Wars, that action shot, and I think it's the second episode of The Mandalorian where the stormtroopers are walking through the thing. Anyway, she directed that.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And also Bryce Dallas Howard also directed an episode of Mandalorian, the second episode of Mandalorian Season 2, where they were in the ice cave with all the spiders and shit. And also, what a beautiful episode.
Right.
Like,
what a beautiful and horrifying nightmare fuel episode.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And also, thank you to Nerdez for joining me on stream. High five. Yes. Where can people follow you? I would like to give you a shout out, but how do I shout you out?
I don't know.
Come back and you'll catch Nerdez. Sometimes you'll catch her streaming here. Sometimes you'll catch her telling stories about the Valentine's gnomes that we bought.
My God.
Just off
If
camera.
you've not heard of the Valentine's gnome story yet, you need
went
to.
on a hunt for Valentine's gnomes to decorate the house for Valentine's
Locke,
Day.
do you know what Valentine's gnomes are?
No, I need to know the story right now, though.
Okay, I need you to go get them.
Oh, okay.
All of them.
Okay, so you tell the story right before we go. I'll go.
So this is what happened. I went to Kirkland's because I wanted some Valentine's decor. And upon stumbling into Kirkland's, I saw a Valentine's gnome, which I did not even know existed. And it's literally like a gnome that's decorated for Valentine's. And it's like the best thing ever. And so I bought like 5 of them. And then I became obsessed because my friend, like a week later, posted a tour of all the Valentine's gnomes she has out for Valentine's. And it is like a herd of, like, she has like 50. Like, they're everywhere. And there's all different kinds. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to find these gnomes immediately. So I literally, sorry, he's like trying to hand them to me. Okay, so I literally made it my mission to find them. She goes, well, I cleared out all of the DFW area, so you're going to have to start going out of Tarrant County to find them. And I'm like, what? So I look it up, I call the stores, and then I tell Steve-O, okay, we need a Valentine gnome budget. And he was like, what does that mean? And I said, we just need to reel ourselves back. He's like, I don't know what you mean by ourselves, but okay. I'm like, we need a budget for our gnomes. And he goes, I didn't even know we were getting more. And I'm like, of course we are. So one night, Steve-O, I'm pretty sure he was in the middle of streaming, and I like bust his door open. And I'm like, we're going on a gnome mission. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? But he's like, for it. He's like, let's go. Yeah. We drive all the way to Keller.
We drove 45 minutes away.
We drive 45 minutes to an hour away to go to this TJ, or no, what am I saying?
TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx. To go to TJ Maxx to get gnomes, because I called them ahead and I was like, do you have gnomes? And they said yes. So we go in there and we cannot find them anywhere. And at this point we've driven almost an hour. And then as we're like basically giving up, I see the tip of a hat of what looks like a gnome. And so I run over there and literally grab all of them.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get a gnome, and then it was, so we got.
Okay, so hold on. We're gonna start with the original. So this is the original Valentine gnome.
It sort of sits like on the shelf.
And it sits on the shelf, and then this one also came with.
Oh my gosh.
And then from there, babe, you forgot one.
I couldn't find.
It's in our bedroom.
Oh, there's one in the bedroom.
So there's these pair of Valentine gnomes. And then, because I really wanted them, there's another pair of the exact same pair. Yeah. And then we have a single one that... I just look at you being covered.
He's covered in them. It's hilarious.
So then we have a single one in the bedroom. And then, oh my gosh, I'm so sad. Oh, no, it is. Then we got this one that its beard lights up.
It's hard to see on the webcam.
You cannot tell right now.
But it lights. It's like a little lamp.
It's literally a gnome lamp.
Oh my God.
Lord.
So, if you guys are down for...
I love them so much.
So this is Nerdez's shout out. If you want more Nerdez stories, join us.
It's the things that we do.
Here,
I don't know.
This is it.
Here, let me have these.
More than welcome.
The obvious answer is you guys have to host a Gutter Nerds Valentine's gnome puppet show.
So I have 2 more gnomes on the way.
You do.
You have a full cast.
This is news to me.
Oh, sorry, surprise. I have 2 more gnomes with Gutter Nerd green hats with hearts that are your Valentine's stream gnomes.
Those are going to be good through St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
Perfect.
Like, this is literally my happy place, you guys. Like, this got me through 2020. Like, this made it.
The turn of the year and all the stresses like the last couple months. Oh boy.
Wow.
Nerdez, RageQuit, Lock, Zach, thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
I'm gonna switch to our outro screen and I'm gonna say bye to y'all before I say bye to chat. I'll let you go and then we'll do a raid and everything. So just I can't thank you enough. Thank you for your time. And y'all go follow these wonderful content creators. They're the best.
You're the best.
They're the second best according to Zach.
There it is.
These are top-notch people and good friends. So thank you again, y'all. I appreciate you.
No, absolutely. Thank you again for having me and having me be joined by everybody. It was an honor.
It was fun.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Love.
Bye.
Bye.
So y'all don't forget to follow us if you haven't yet. Check us out on social media. All the places there. It's Gutter Nerds everywhere. On TikTok as well. That was a ton of fun. We're gonna raid. I found Bishi Dio is playing Ghost of Tsushima, which I thought was as close to like Star Warsy stuff that I could find out there right now. So we're going to raid Bishi Dio. Bishi plays Eastern-related games, a lot of the Yakuza series, and Ghost of Tsushima, and is super nice. I know y'all are going to be awesome when you get there, so we will do the raid, and I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be around 2 p.m. It'll depend a little bit on Katniss is going to the vet, but not 10 a.m. Central Time, but I'm aiming for 2 p.m. Central Time for more Star Wars and retro and stuff. So I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.